What's up, photography fans? It's Martin from All About Street Photography channel, and today I want to talk about this particular picture, Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston by Neil Leifer. I'm going to take a closer look at the story behind the photograph and why is this photo so iconic. So let's get started. The photo we are looking at is an iconic sports photograph taken in 1965 by photographer Neil Leifer and his Rolleiflex camera. Photo of the greatest heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali. Neil Leifer is an American sports photographer and a filmmaker. He shot covers for magazines such as Sport Illustrated, Time or People. Leifer followed Ali from the beginning of his career to the end. Sports Illustrated published Leifer on its 170 covers. He is said to be one of the greatest sports photographers of all times. But he was not only a sport photographer. He even said, "I like to think about myself as photojournalist, not as a sport photographer." It was on 25th of February 1965 in Miami when Cassius Clay beat the heavyweight champion Sonny Liston. The match was surrounded by expectations since Clay started a psychological war against Liston. For example, he called him the Big Ugly Bear. Clay beat Liston in 7 rounds after Liston threw in the towel as he had injured his shoulder and could not continue the fight. The day after the fight, Clay announced he is a member of the Nation of Islam or Black Muslims, and he converted to Islam. He also changed his name to Muhammad Ali. The media, however, ignored the fact, and the rematch was still advertised as Clay-Liston fight. The second match took place on May 25, 1965. By the time the match started at 10:40 p.m., the ring was already filled with a thick blue cloud of cigar smoke, which was not actually blue, but the strobe light made it look blue when fired through smoke. After 1 minute and 44 seconds, there was what many called a phantom punch. Liston's body hit the ground and it was a knockout. Neil Leifer was positioned on the right side of the ring at the perfect angle. Even though the photo is almost 55 years old, it almost looked like a studio shot. It was mainly thanks to the powerful lights that the studio effect was achieved, but also thanks to the cigar smoke in the ring. When we talk about composition, the shot is pretty much perfect. Even nowadays it would be very hard to replicate it since you cannot position your subject in sports photography to your liking during an event like this. This photograph is a great example of being at the right spot at the right moment. As you can see, those guys just weren't so lucky that day. Leifer later said, "I was obviously in the right seat, but what matters is I didn't miss." That's what separates best sports photographers from the ones that are just good. You have to get lucky in sports photography. Even though it probably wasn't intentional, it is a nice moment catching Ali's hand in this 90-degree angle. Unlike the S-curve, those sharp 90-degree angles are often used to symbolize strength. It is used not only in photography but also, for example, when posing during bodybuilders competition. This image enhances Ali's strength and makes him look like a hero. It was actually quite amazing. Only after you see the live footage from the match, then you are able to appreciate the moment and the pose Leifer got in his frame. Leifer also had a special flash over the ring, but since his strobes needed a long time to recharge, Leifer had this one opportunity to make the picture. One interesting thing is that the picture was not considered that special at that time. It didn't make the cover of the Sports Illustrated, and it was actually on the 4th page. When they entered the biggest photo contest of the year, held by Encyclopedia Britannica, the University of Missouri, Pictures of the Year, the picture actually didn't make it to the podium, and not even honorable mentions. Leifer said it was probably after 10 years before people began to think it was special. As he said, the picture became special because Ali became so special. But at the end of the century, London Observer devoted an entire issue to 50 greatest sports pictures of all time. Ali Liston placed second, and Ali Williams, another brilliant photograph by Neil Leifer, won the contest. The pictures became significant because of who was in them. I hope you liked today's story behind the picture. If you did, feel free to give a like to this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.